Hey friends, it's Deanna here, and today we're making the high tie board shorts, and I'm so excited because I love making things for my son, and it's almost summertime, so this is a perfect time for making them. And the thing is, you can actually make this with any woven fabric, and I have already done that before, but this time I actually got swim fabric, so I'm excited. Board short fabric. But I have made them with regular fabric before. I've actually had a huge a big swimming trunks that I found at the store that were really cheap on sale, and I actually took those apart and used that before. I've done that before, so but this is my first time actually using legit fabric, so we'll see. Hopefully I won't mess it up. Now anyway, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, so I already cut out my pattern and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Before I get started though, I wanna remind you about our giveaway, our fun giveaway for our fans. And every time you subscribe, well, not every time because you only subscribe once, but when you subscribe and you comment under one of our videos and let us know that you're a new subscriber, you will be entered on our monthly giveaway. Every month we give away $50 gift certificate for Ellie and Max, so you can go ahead and grab all these awesome patterns and come and sew them all up with me. So that's really exciting. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now if you haven't, and comment below and let me know so you can be entered. But we're gonna go ahead and get started now. I have my cutout fabric already. Now remember, we're making each pant leg first. So what you wanna do is you wanna have a back and a front, okay? So it's my two pieces, but it's a back and a front, and how I know it's back and a front is because they don't match up here. The back is higher, the front is lower, so you want to make sure that you have two pieces that are not exactly the same. If you have two pieces, you put two pieces together that are exactly the same, take them apart, grab the other one, because it's not the right one. And so now we're going to go ahead and sew this outer seam right here. And this is a woven fabric, so you can sew it with your sewing machine. You could do just a straight stitch, but I would say reinforce with a zigzag stitch, you know, so it doesn't just come apart easily. I am using my serger because that's what I like, what I really like. And yeah, so we sewed that edge already, and I got pinned by my pin. And then now we're going to, whoops. I grabbed the dullest scissors known to humanity, and these ones right here are just for show. I don't know why they're there. I need to put them away. They are just paper scissors. They do nothing. I just cut my pattern with them, so they don't work. They're garbage. Okay, so here's my pant opened up, but before we get together and we do anything to it, we're gonna make our pocket. So we're gonna attach our pocket to that in a minute. I hope I'm not bleeding. I don't want to bleed all over my fabric. All right, so here's my pocket, one pocket square, and I'm gonna put the other one right on top of it, right sides together. And I'm gonna sew all the way around, leaving a 2-inch gap where I'm gonna turn it inside out, right side out. But I am gonna use my serger. You don't have to use your serger. I just like it because it's quicker for me. I feel like it does the same than if I did it with my sewing machine, so I really don't have an issue with it. That's what I do. If you want to do it with your sewing machine, that is fine. Alright, right here I'm going to leave that 2-inch gap. Don't do it at the corners. I've done that before when I made a bow, and that was the worst mistake, because then the corner is not nice and flat. You want your corners to look good and sharp. And you say, well, how do you get it to look good and sharp with a serger tail right there? I cut it kind of close because I always think I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch the pocket on. So hopefully that won't matter. I might be biting myself on the bum. This is for my son. He'll grow out of it before anything even happens anyway. So here's my little gap, and I'm gonna grab it and turn it around. Seriously, they grow out of stuff so quick. It's insane. So it's so nice to be able to sew it yourself, because then you can sew the same thing over again next time. Do you like those so much? Here you go, guy. Here's another one. But yeah, so here we go. And I am sewing these a tiny bit big for him. I measured him and then I went like a size up because I'm lazy and I want them to last a little bit longer than just the 1 year. Let me know if you do that. Comment below and let me know what you do with your kiddos. Well, some things, I'll tell you this, some things I sew the right size because I want them to look nice at the moment, you know, like pants. Usually I do sew at the right size, but this to me seems like, you know, it's a bathing suit, so it should be good. I did though his elastic will be the size that he is now, so I kept his elastic the same size because I don't want him falling off as he's in the water. That would be embarrassing, the poor kid. My mom made me pants that don't fit, now they fell off in the water. Oh, that would be a story. That would be sad. So yes, the elastic I do keep the size that his waist is, if I'm gonna size up on everything else. And then if he gets too tight on the elastic, guess what? This little guy right here becomes your best friend. Seam rip, change the elastic, make it bigger, and you have the same ones for next year. How cool is that? All right, I'm gonna sew around the pocket. So here's my, oh, before I do that, if you're worried about it, your pocket's getting heavy in the water, blah, 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 you can do a grommet right here where the water will pour out. I don't have any grommets. So what I'm going to do is I have this stitch on my sewing machine that goes around in like a little circle. Now it's not a perfect circle, but it does the trick. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna do that, and so he'll have a little circle right there. It's like a buttonhole. So if you want to do that, you could do, or you could even do just like a little tiny go around like a little buttonhole. Or if you do have a what do you call it? A grommet, you can just do that. But I don't. So I just did this. Let me trim all these little pieces off. It just looks like a little detail right there. It's just like a wobbly circle, but it's got a spot. And I'm gonna use the owl from my my snap kit and make a little hole right there. So there it is. My little hole. It's not huge, it's just tiny. I don't expect him, you know, I'm hoping that it's not bad. We'll see. Might be. I might be mistaken. So you know how we have that gap right there that we left? I just tucked it in. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. I just tucked it in and steamed it. And when I go over sewing it on, it'll sew it shut, so it'll be good. I'm going to grab my pattern piece. I'm going to place it right on top and see where my pocket is. I'm going to put it right in the middle. Oh, but first let me find the half of my pocket so I know where it goes. Here's my half. I'm going to put it right up to it and open it up. There it is. And I'm gonna pin it. Now, remember, you're not gonna sew the top because that's where they're gonna stick their hands in, so you don't wanna sew that shut or they won't be able to use a pocket. It will be an unusable pocket. It's up to you if you don't want them to use a pocket. But, so you're gonna sew the two sides and the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Oh, remember to change your stitch back to where it's supposed to be or you're gonna be mad. And my thread came off. Why, I ask you, why? I don't know. My sewing machine is very moody. It does things to me all the time. Tries to make me look bad. So I'm going all the way down. Then across. And then up. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I already did all this to my other bottom, my other side, my other pant side. I already have a pocket on the other one and everything. So when you're finished with this pant, you're gonna have to go ahead and do the other one. I'm just cutting all these threads off. Okay, so there's my pocket. Now we're gonna move on to the pocket top. We're doing the same thing. We're just putting it together, right sides together. And we're gonna sew along the sides and the bottom. So don't sew the top shut, just the sides and the bottom. And again, I'm just gonna serge because I'm a rebel. Sewn on. It is sewn on. And now I'm going to turn it. Turn it, turn it. Turned. And now that I turned it, whoop, there it is. Turned. I'm going to steam it. And you guessed it, I am going to top stitch it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it gives it a good look. Don't top stitch that top side because that's going to be sewn on. I'm just top stitching all the way around just because I think it gives it a finished look. A finished look. Now, if you're doing snaps, you know, it's up to you. You can just leave it with no snaps by itself, whatever. But if you're doing snaps, I am going to do snaps as well. Here are my little snappity snaps. And here's, actually, well, let's sew the pocket on first. So we're going to grab the lid. We're going to grab the pocket lid, top, and we're going to put it 1/4 inch above the pocket. And I'm going to pin it, and then we're going to sew it on. I'm going to sew it on, and I'm going to sew it on with a little bit of a stretch, a zigzag stitch. Now that my pocket is sewn on, my lid, I can call it a lid. It's not a lid, it's a top, right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I know I am. I fold it down, and now I'm going to top stitch it. Make sure you go back to your regular stitch, or you're going to be zigzagging it on, which is fine. But not if that's not the look you're going for. Top stitched. Top stitched. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize, my friends. Apology. Please accept it. I am actually being really good today at cutting all those threads. Not being very good at putting them. My iron spit at me. All right, there we go. Pocket is on. Now we move on to snappity snaps. Okay, where's my out? Oh, here it is. And I'm gonna find where that middle is, and I'm gonna find where I'm gonna put that snap, which is gonna be like right here. So I'm opening a hole with my arm. Okay, so here's my hole. Now I'm gonna grab the back of my snap, put it in. Snappity snap. And I have the tool somewhere around here. Here it is. And that back is gonna sit on the back of my tool. And actually, I just read the directions earlier because I had forgotten how to do it. And then I'm gonna put the little thingy on here. I go ahead and put the tool on there, and I know it makes it a little bit harder because, but it's since the pocket's already attached, you know, I guess you could have done this before you attach the pocket, but then I'm always worried that if I do it before I attach the pocket, then I'm not gonna know the exact place to put it, and then it might be off. So that's why I think that's why we do it now instead of earlier. All right, there it is. Now I'm gonna put my pocket top on, my lid, and find the same spot, and then open a hole for the top. and put my little topper thing on. Put my little tool on. And then put my little backing on. I have big fingers and thick nails. These are my nails. They're just so thick. Ah, it is on. Yes. Perfection. Perfecto. Okay, now we move on to arranging our waistband. Look, these are my two sides. How exciting. Here's my waistband. All right, waistband. We're putting one right on top of the other, like so. And we're going to sew those edges, the raw edges. I'm just serging them. Serge, 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 serge. Now the other one. You say, why do you do it like that? Because I am lazy. I don't want to cut twice. I just turn it, keep going. Yes. There we go. Now it's one continuous waistband. Now we're going to turn it right side out and fold it like a hot dog's wrong side together. Don't look at my pattern stripe matching because it's not there. That was because I didn't cut it right. If you've seen any other of my videos, you know that I am not very good at stripe matching. Here we are, waistband. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna top stitch. I'm just gonna pin it right here so it doesn't move. We're gonna top stitch along the top edge. The top edge. Just a straight stitch, top stitch all the way around. Straight stitch, top stitch all the way around. I'm sorry guys. I don't know why I'm singing. I am not that good at it at all. Yes, I still do it. Don't know why. I know you guys are probably worried about my sewing machine. Why it's making that awful noise. I'm using really thick thread. And so that's why it's having a hard time, I think. It's not the thread I usually use, but I wanted to try it, so that's what I'm using. And so it's like... Okay, now we're gonna measure an inch down from that first seam. And we're gonna sew another seam around because it's gonna encase our elastic. So I'm just gonna use my handy dandy ruler and see, okay, it's like pretty much right on my red line, so I don't even have to mark it. And then this way is right there, okay. Got it. And you're gonna leave an opening where we're gonna insert the elastic. So leave an opening, don't go all the way around, just stop like a 2-inch gap. I ain't got it. I thought I did. I don't remember. So I'm gonna measure it again. All right, here we go. Oh, now I know where it's at. There we go, at the edge of that. And then it's gonna come around, it's gonna be at the edge of this now. Yes. More like a 1-inch gap. Forgot. I'm telling you what to do and I'm not doing it. I got my wonky thingy. Pin. That's what it is. It's a pin. It's a pin. It's a clothespin. And I'm gonna pin my elastic at the top and I'm going to feed it through and hopefully this will go smoothly. Ugh, I don't know if it's gonna fit through here. I don't know if I even left an inch. Ay, 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 Diana, por favor. Why do I do the things I do? Por favor means please, in case you're wondering. I didn't cuss. I said please. So now you know what please means. I mean, you already knew what please means. Now you know how to say please in Spanish. En español. That is my native tongue. I have family coming to visit this weekend, and I am so excited. And they are flying in. They flew in. They are my parents right now, and then they're gonna come this way. And I am so excited. The only thing I'm not excited about is there's a lot of them visiting. So some of them, I think, are gonna be staying in this yarn room, or I call it yarn room. Okay, the reason why I call it a yarn room is because I call it yarn room / sewing room. Mostly I say yarn room because that's what I'm used to it. This is what it started as, a yarn room. Before I learned how to sew, I was an avid crocheter. I'll show you some of my stuff later, maybe. And so this was my yarn room because it was full of yarn. And now, see those shelves back there with fabric on them? They were full of yarn rolls. Now fabric has taken over and I don't have time to crochet. And my sister's having a baby and I'm crocheting her a blanket and I really need to get to it, but like sewing is just so much faster. And so I need to finish her blanket because it's like halfway done. And the baby's due like, no, I lied. It's not even halfway done. It's just started. And the baby's due like next weekend. So that is why people are coming. Anyway, all right. So make sure your elastic is not crooked. Mine looks kind of crooked, but it's not. I made sure right here, I think. Okay, now I'm concerned. I can't see it. Come on, elastic. Don't do this to me. I'm going to feel it. Tell me, are you crooked? No, there we go. Okay, I'm going to do it 1/4 zigzag stitching. And I am going to attach them together. Anyway, family's coming, staying in the yarn room, sewing room. And so I'm not be able to sew as much as I want to sew. I'm gonna have to kick them out. All right, now that it's all the way, now I'm gonna stretch it out. Here comes the moment of truth. Get in there. I know it's a small, tight space, but you can do it. It's because I didn't leave it enough room for it to go through. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sew up that 2 inch. Go back to the same stitch, to the right stitch. I tell you that every time, because you know what? I always forget. And you know what's funny? My machine actually has like a little button that lights up that tells me, it's supposed to remind me, but I always ignore it. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. See? That's why it looks really scrunched up, because it's a size bigger, but it's a waist smaller. Because like I told you earlier, I made it a size bigger for my son, but his waist is small. He's tiny, so I made it the size to fit his waist. So that's why it looks a little bit tighter, which will be fine. Okay, so now that I did this, I'm going to do for one leg, put the other leg on top, and we're gonna go ahead and sew our inside right here. Ooh, that had me freaked out for a second there. I'm like, it's not the reaching, what's going on? Did I sew the legs wrong? No, it's just folded on there. It's fine. I made it. Okay, here's my other leg. And we're sewing. Oh my goodness, guys, why am I singing so much today? Sorry. Sorry. All right, sewing it on. Now the other side. Ah. the dullest scissors. I'm telling you, horrible. But I couldn't find my other sharp ones. So these are the ones I'm using. And you know, the kick is, I do have sharpening tools for my scissors. Do I use the sharpening tools? No! All right, I'm opening my pants. I got some blood on my pants. It's the inside. You can't see it on the outside. It's good. We're good, we're good. Okay, meet the crotch right here, the inseam, seam, and go down one side of the pant leg. And then go down the other side. The other side. And then we're going to sew it closed. Oh my goodness, sorry. Don't worry, I am not quitting my day job. Okay. Almost done. I almost sang that. If you want to go ahead and hem the pants now, you can. It's up to you. Since this is a woven, I'd say go a 1/4 of an inch down, a 1/4 of an inch over again. Unless you're doing it with a one of those things, cover stitch. But I will do a 1/4 of an inch down and then a 1/4 of an inch down again, so it's like a fold. Anyway, so you can do that. Look at these things, they're looking so cool. Oh yeah. Now we do our waistband. Here's my waistband, and it's got 2 sides, and we gotta find the middle, so I'm gonna find those 2 sides and go out to one side. That's the front. Find the 2 sides, go out to the other side. That's the back. Come on. I have to pull it real tight because you remember I told you. And that's the reason why I'm finding the front and back, because I'm doing this bigger. Okay, so now smaller. I'm gonna fit in my waistband in here. And I'm gonna match those seams to the sides. 1 and a 2. Where are you? 1 and a 2. And now I'm gonna match that spot I marked on the front. It's quartered because I want to make sure that it's even, especially because my waistband is smaller than it's meant to be because of the fact that I made it a bigger size, but I still made it small for my son's waist because he's got a tiny waist. So now we're going to go ahead and sew that on, and I usually like to start in the back. In the backity back. So I'll do a couple stitches first to get it started, and then I'll go to the next place and stretch that waistband. And then I'll go to the next 1/4 and stretch that waistband out. Remember, keep all the edges out and keep the bottom out of the way. You don't want to cut your precious fabric. I would be so upset. It would be so upset. Almost there. Almost there. Here we are with our trunks. Now I'm going to steam on the waist, and we are done with our trunks. All we need to do now is hem, because I didn't hem yet, and we're done. Now, if you wanted to top stitch this waistband, some kids I know are funny about the little thing sticking up. You can do a zigzag stitch. I will do it right at the edge where it meets, so that it holds that down. I might go with I have a cover stitch, so I might go with my cover stitch and do it. It is up to you. You don't need to do it. You are done. Look at how cute they are. Look at how cute they are. I'm gonna have to hem, and after I hem, I'm done. So I hope you had a great time. I'll take a picture of my boy. They're gonna be a little bit baggy, like I said, because I make them bigger than they were supposed to. And but let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Shout outs, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Comment, like, share, let your friends know about us. We love you, and we can't see to where you're. We can't wait to see your makes. Come follow us on Facebook or YouTube. Well, follow us on YouTube too. On Facebook or Instagram. Come post what you make. I want to see it. Tag me on it if you want me to see it. My name is Diana Austin, and I'd love to see it. And yes, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Not working. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way.